What if I told you there was a ruler so powerful his name struck fear across continents? Meet Genghis Khan, the most ruthless conqueror the world has ever known. His legacy is etched into the very fabric of these lands, a testament to his indomitable spirit and unyielding ambition. A name whispered in fear, a name synonymous with conquest and brutality. His very mention could send shivers down the spine of even the bravest warriors, for he was a master of psychological warfare as much as he was of the physical. He rose from obscurity, a lone wolf howling at the moon. Born as Temujin, he faced countless adversities, from the murder of his father to the betrayal of his allies. Yet he persevered, driven by a vision that few could comprehend. He united warring tribes under his banner, forging them into a weapon of unparalleled might. Through sheer force of will and unmatched strategic acumen, he transformed disparate clans into a cohesive force, bound by loyalty and a shared purpose. And then he unleashed them upon the world. His armies, disciplined and relentless, swept across continents, leaving a trail of both awe and devastation in their wake. Genghis Khan's empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. It was an empire of unprecedented scale, a testament to his unparalleled leadership and the unyielding spirit of his people. He toppled empires centuries old, his armies like a tempest across the land. No fortress was impregnable, no army invincible against the might of the Mongol horde. Cities crumbled before his advance. The very foundations of civilizations were shaken as the Mongol tide swept through, leaving nothing but ruins in its path. Millions lay dead in his wake. The cost of his conquests was staggering, a grim reminder of the price of ambition and the relentless march of history. He was a force of nature, a cataclysm given human form. His presence was like a storm, unpredictable and unstoppable, reshaping the world in his image. But was he a monster, or was he a visionary, a unifier who brought law and order to a chaotic world? His legal code, the Yasa, brought a semblance of order and justice to the lands he conquered, a paradox of destruction and creation. The truth, like all history, is complex. Genghis Khan was a man of contradictions, a destroyer and a builder, a tyrant and a reformer. His legacy is a tapestry woven with threads of both light and shadow. To understand Genghis Khan, we must journey back to his beginnings. We must explore the harsh landscapes that shaped him, the cultural and familial influences that forged his character. We must delve into the heart of the Mongol steppes and uncover the making of a legend. Only then can we truly grasp the magnitude of his impact on history and the world as we know it.
The Mongolian steppe is a harsh mistress, a land of extremes where survival is a daily challenge. Wind howls across endless plains, biting to the bone, carrying with it the whispers of ancient struggles and untold stories. Life here is a relentless struggle for survival, a constant battle against the elements and rival tribes. The people of the steppe are forged in the crucible of hardship, their spirits as unyielding as the land they inhabit. It was into this unforgiving world that Temujin, the future Genghis Khan, was born in 1162. His birth was a beacon of hope amidst the relentless adversity. His early life was marked by hardship and tragedy. From a young age, Temujin faced the harsh realities of life on the steppe. His father, a minor chieftain, was poisoned by a rival clan, leaving the family vulnerable and without protection. Temujin and his family were cast out, left to fend for themselves in a world that showed no mercy. They wandered the vast plains, carrying with them only the barest of necessities. He knew hunger, he knew fear, he knew betrayal. These experiences etched deep scars into his soul, but they also taught him resilience and the value of perseverance. These trials tempered him, forging an iron will within his soul. He learned to channel his pain into strength, his fear into determination. Yet, even as a boy, Temujin possessed a charisma that drew others to him. His presence was magnetic, his spirit indomitable. He was a skilled hunter, a fierce warrior, and a natural leader. His abilities in the hunt and in battle were unmatched, earning him respect and admiration from those around him. Slowly, he began to gather followers, uniting those who, like him, yearned for a life beyond endless tribal conflict. His vision of unity resonated deeply with the people of the steppe. He offered them a vision of a united Mongolia, strong and unyielding. Under his leadership, they saw the possibility of a future where they could stand together as one, overcoming the divisions that had long plagued their land. Temujin's journey from a boy of blood and bone to the great Genghis Khan was just beginning. His story would become a legend, a testament to the power of resilience, vision, and unyielding will.
The Mongol tribes were a scattered and fractious lot, constantly vying for dominance and power. Temujin understood that to unite them, he needed more than charisma. He needed to prove his strength. He waged war on his enemies, his tactics blending traditional Mongol horsemanship with cunning strategies. The Mongols were masters of mounted warfare. Their archers, riding small but sturdy horses, could loose deadly volleys while moving at speed. They were masters of the feigned retreat, drawing their enemies into deadly traps. Temujin, a brilliant strategist, utilized these skills to devastating effect. He understood the power of fear. He offered his enemies a stark choice: surrender and join his growing confederation, or face utter annihilation. Many chose the former, awed by his victories and fearing his wrath. By 1206, he had united the Mongol tribes. At a grand Kurultai, a gathering of Mongol leaders, he was proclaimed Genghis Khan, the Oceanic ruler. The Mongol Empire was born.
With the Mongol tribes united behind him, Genghis Khan, born as Temujin, had transformed from a tribal chieftain into a formidable leader. His vision was not just to unite the Mongol tribes, but to create an empire that would be remembered for centuries. The unification of the tribes was a monumental task, involving not just military prowess, but also strategic alliances and shrewd diplomacy. Genghis Khan's leadership was marked by his ability to inspire loyalty and fear in equal measure. Genghis Khan set his sights outward. His empire was, he believed, destined to encompass the world. He led his armies first against the Xixia kingdom in northwest China, a region known for its fortified cities and resilient defenders. The Xixia kingdom was a formidable opponent, but Genghis Khan's strategies were unparalleled. He employed a combination of direct assaults and psychological tactics to break the will of his enemies. His campaigns were meticulously planned, with each move calculated to maximize impact and minimize losses. His campaigns swift and brutal. His warriors, hardened by years of steppe warfare, were virtually unstoppable. The Mongol cavalry, known for their speed and agility, could cover vast distances in a short time, striking fear into the hearts of their enemies. The Mongol soldiers were not just fighters, they were masters of survival, capable of enduring harsh conditions and emerging victorious. Their ability to adapt to different terrains and combat situations made them a formidable force on the battlefield. Cities that resisted were put to the sword, their inhabitants massacred, their buildings razed to the ground. Genghis Khan understood the chilling effect of terror. He wanted his enemies to know that resistance was not only futile but suicidal. The speed and savagery of his conquests sent shockwaves throughout Asia. He sought not just to conquer, but to obliterate his enemies. His soldiers were masters of psychological warfare, spreading tales of Mongol brutality that often preceded their arrival. Entire populations were cowed into submission before a single arrow was fired. Genghis Khan was creating an empire built on fear, and it was an empire that expanded with terrifying speed. The Mongol army's reputation for brutality was not just a byproduct of their conquests. It was a deliberate strategy. Genghis Khan knew that fear could be a powerful weapon, one that could achieve what sheer force might not. Stories of Mongol atrocities spread like wildfire, often exaggerated but always effective. Villages and towns would surrender at the mere sight of the Mongol banners, hoping to avoid the fate that had befallen so many others. The psychological impact of the Mongol advance was as devastating as their physical assaults, and it was an empire that expanded with terrifying speed. From the steppes of Mongolia to the far reaches of Europe, Genghis Khan's influence spread like a wildfire. His legacy was not just one of conquest, but of transformation. The Mongol Empire reshaped the political and cultural landscape of the known world, leaving an indelible mark on history. Genghis Khan's vision of a united, powerful empire was realized through a combination of military genius, ruthless tactics, and an unyielding will to dominate. His name would be remembered not just as a conqueror, but as a force of nature that changed the course of history.